Hello, fellow dorks, and welcome back to Alone in the Dork. This is episode 3 of our adventure of making a domain in Nethalas, the Midnight Throne. This is by Black Oath Entertainment, divined by Alex T, and we're just doing our best to survive. Now, during the upkeep phase, this is where I kind of talk about some things where I probably screwed up, which I typically do. And guess what? I have been screwing up. As I did note in the last video, for my weapon, I am a weapon master. So that allows me to roll the typical D6 and a D4. And that D4 has been helping me a lot. So if I roll poorly on the D6, I can use whatever I rolled in the D4 if it exceeds that and use that as my damage. Plus, I get a plus 10 to my combat bonuses, which really allows me to go for like critical shots. So even though my scimitar is very powerful and it has some really neat little attributes to it, I think I may go back to my longsword. I just like that plus 10 combat modifier, and I really like that extra dice that I roll when rolling a longsword. So I may go back to that for a while and see how that works. And I'll see if I start to run into things that have a lot of armor, then I may switch back to the Requiem blade. Something else that I have really been forgetting is the skill improvements. Whenever you roll a critical success or fumble, which is a double, using a skill attribute. Now, this wouldn't work for your resistances like endurance or resolve or spell word, but for all of your skills, whenever you roll doubles, you get to put a little check mark by the box, and then when you camp, you roll to see if you have improved that stat, and you always will improve it. But you try to make a skill check, and you actually want to roll above it, and if you roll above it, you roll a 1d4 and add the result to that skill. And if you fail, you still get to add 1 point, which is great. So I actually have gone ahead and bumped up all of my skills because thankfully I do have transcripts of all of my playthroughs, and I could very quickly see when it's usually like expletive, which I edit out, and then I say critical fumble, and I know what skill I just critically fumbled or failed. So I did go back, I rolled for all that, I updated my character sheet, and I did put a little checkbox next to athletics, because in the last session, I did actually roll doubles on athletics, but I haven't camped since then, so I'm probably going to do that next time I do camp. Beyond that, so in the last session, we were moving along pretty quickly, and then I hit a combat. So my question for you is, do you want to watch me go through all the stages of the combat, or would you rather have it a bit speeded up and truncated a bit, where I just kind of explain what happened? Or do you actually like watching me go through the combat? Because that took up about maybe like 2/3 of the last video, so combat does take a while. Now, if I do encounter a creature that I have fought before, I do just really quickly just go through it because you can watch what those creatures do in a previous video that I've made. And currently I've fought 4 of the 40 different creatures there are to be faced in this game, so I guess we have a 1 in 10 chance of me running into something I've run into already. Okay, that's it. I think we're ready to try to open up this door. We'll talk to Snarf a bit. Snarf, snarf. And then, yeah, let's get going and see what traps I set off. Okay, so as you can see here, we have named the domain. It is the Venom Weave. So we are currently in the Venom Weave. And you can see also on the map that we do have Snarf. There is a picture of Snarf where we currently are in that room. And beyond that, I think I'm going to take a breather. Because I want to get some of my toughness back, and I'm kind of metagaming a bit. When we take a breather, we will reduce our exhaustion by 2, which is great. That will put us back down to 0. We will gain D10 plus 2 toughness, so probably about like 6 or 7, ideally. But when we do that, we lose 5 light, and that's okay. We can lose 5 light. We've got like 8 more candles. But then, unfortunately, the tension die goes down 1 stage. So I want to do that now, because the tension dies out of 4. We have a 50% chance of triggering the growing darkness, so let's actually like just take the bull by the horns and be in control of our destiny, because if I need to take a breather a little bit later, and by that part the tension die's already done the growing darkness, and then we're back to a D8, I'll knock it down to a D6. So mathematically, the best time to do this is just now. So let's just do this. Let's rip the Band-Aid off and get it over with. So I am going to recover D10 plus 2 toughness. I think I'm getting a little bit of lag here. My computer's kind of angry today, so I'm not a big fan of that. Come on. Yeah, really slow die roll. Ugh, that sucks. Great. So 6. My exhaustion is back down to a 0. And my toughness goes back up to a 23. Now let's just do the growing darkness and get it over with. 19. Regardless of how hard you try, To concentrate at camp, you just can't. You can no longer attune at camp. That's going to really stink if I do find some magical weapons and then all of a sudden I can't use them because I can't attune to them. So right now, that's okay, but watch us get some magical weapons here really shortly. So let's write that down. Okay, so last time we tried to open up this door, it was trapped, and that didn't turn out too well, but now we are ready to move on. The door is no longer trapped. If you remember, we set off the alarm. Let's just walk on through and see what happens here. 8. So that is another corridor, which corridors I'm not super thrilled about because I don't get to make my layer checks. I'm trying to get out of here. Wow, we rolled an 8 before. This is the same exact corridor we got not too long ago. Like literally on the other side of this room. Maybe we hit some like weird illusion where it's I don't know where I am anymore. I come from one room and then this other room is this all kind of like a big mirror of itself as I walk into this next corridor, which looks to be very similar to the previous one. Okay, so here we go. We're just kind of moving on to this same, again, it's a little bit of kind of a creepy little fun house as we're walking through this place, but this is the exact mirror where we are to the previous room. I'm just copying this little C to let me know that I am indeed, this is a corridor. And let's just roll to see what happens in this place. The tension die, it is a D8 now. Yay, 15 or above is a combat. Woo, a 14. So we are having another fun little encounter. Roll high. It seems to be better than rolling low. 66. Have I rolled a 66 before as well? I feel like I have. Oh boy, not in this room at least. This is all Jiminy Jillikers, this is long. As you're about to enter the room, you hear the rustling of feet dragged, growls echoing in the halls, the undead, hundreds of them. Oh no. There's no way to defeat this many. Make a stealth check. Oh, but, okay. I'm really bad at stealth. 20. Oh my god. Okay. Hit. I got a 27. I failed. If you pass, you hide. Great. And I earned 20 experience. Okay. If you failed, you made noise and attract the attention of a few. You must discard an item from your belt and throw it to distract them. If you have no belt, you must throw whatever you're carrying in your hand. Great. Okay, I'll throw a candle. Sure, I will happily get rid of a candle. And that will knock me down to 7 candles. And you know what? That is fine. Because if I have stuff in a belt, you put really good things in your belt for like quick slots. So I would not, note to self, put like a garbage thing in your belt just in case that comes up again. So we hear this horde. And maybe, again, we just hear, snarf, snarf. And we're like, what the heck? And then we do hear all of the undead coming, and we just, thankfully they're kind of dumb, and we just throw a candle, my lit candle, and then I have to run back to stupid Snarf and have him relight mine. But nonetheless, we got out of that one pretty freaking lucky. It is a corridor, and I think we're just moving on now to the next door. All I'm doing here is just rolling a D8 to see how difficult my perception check is to see if it's trapped or not, and then I'm rolling to see if it's locked or not, and then I'll just tell you the result. 47. What is my perception? My perception actually has increased to, I think, a 45. I had a normal chance on this. Dang it, I failed by 2. I do not know if it is trapped or not. Surprise! So perception is the thing that I was able to bump up, and it went by a total of 5 because I got 2 chances to bump it up because I had 2 separate camping events and I failed perception before both of them. But nonetheless, I failed by 2. If I wasn't wearing my helmet, I would have seen this. So I don't know if it's trapped. It is unlocked. I'm walking on through. I just don't want this to be a 7 or above. Hooray! I walk on through. Let's see what we get. So let's roll another D100 and see what room we got here in this next room after the mirror room with the undead. A 30. And again, I can't scavenge in a corridor and I don't lose light in a corridor. This is just flavor text. It's just kind of fun. 72. This chamber is made entirely of black stone, and any light that enters is quickly swallowed by its darkness. This is probably where that This is probably where that horde of undead was, And like, so once they heard me rustling around, they started kind of coming through whatever room this is about to be. And they just kind of make it through Snarf's domain. And I'm sure Snarf has some kind of... Snarf, because remember, they're all wrapped up, so he looks kind of like Mumra. So maybe they just think he's Mumra, or they think he's a mummy. So they just leave Snarf alone. But they do just kind of march past him, and they're headed west and south through the rest of the this chamber. So I do have a bit of a break from them, but let's see what else is in this room. So here we go. Make the layer check. Come on, here we go. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, 1 or 2, 1 or 2, 1 or 2. 3, dang it. That is my second 3 I've rolled on that. The odds are I should have rolled a 1 or a 2 by now. All right, here we go, the tension die. We do not want this to be a 1 or a 2. It's an 8, okie dokie. Still moving on. On a 10 or above, this is a fight. Come on. 8, it is not. More events, great. Let's roll a 1D hundo. Altar of Sacrifice, Coasis, or Coitus. I don't know who this is. This altar is dedicated to the Valorian god of magic. Sacrifice 1 health to gain +5 max ether for the next D10 plus 2 rooms. I never use ether, but the only way my health really goes up is when I camp. But I've never lost health yet. So my ether is currently... Oh, well, let's see. Let's just do the math. So it's 2 things that I have yet to use or lose. So I have 14 health. So I could lose 1/14th to gain just for D10 plus 2 rooms, so about 6 rooms, to get like 33% increase on my ether. Dare I do this? So I like just kind of like take my sword and I use, again, I switch back. I've got my longsword again. Dare I do this? Because again, my ether is good if I run into like a big bad that does magic and I can keep stymieing its magic. That's all my ether is really going to work for me here. I heal health when I rest. Oh, and actually if I take a breather, I can heal health. Let's do it. Let's start just cutting myself up into pieces. This is my last resort. So my ether, 18, that's cool. D10. 6, 7, 8 rooms. Fantastic. Let's leave a note on the map. Okay, so I just wrote this really quick little note. Ether 5, 8 rooms, which just means it's just reminding me 8 rooms from here, I run out of ether. Now, this very large room with this very large altar, it makes sense. The dark walls, the undead, it kind of makes sense. God of magic, because necromancy is magic. Man, I would love a room with more doors, because if I hit a dead end, I am going to lose a lot of light and roll a good bit of tension die going backwards, and I'd totally have sacrificed that health for nothing. So, same old thing, we're opening this door and seeing what happens. Well, like the rest of these doors, we don't know if it's trapped, and it is unlocked. So guess what we're gonna do? Just walk right through it and hope for the best. Big lag on my dice app, but my dice roller is really having some issues today. Very dramatic when it rolls slow. That is a 1. It looks like a 7, but that is a 1. Hooray! Let's go on through the door. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I didn't scavenge this room. Let's scavenge. Or mark off light. Let's do both of those things. My scavenge is 32, so that is something I increased as well. A 73. I find nothing. Let's keep on going. All right, so here's my new room. This room houses the remains of traitors and turncoats, eternally damned for their betrayal of the Empire. So I'm assuming this is the Empire of the Valorian Ascendancy, which are the underground people currently. So pretty creepy in here. I'm hoping I don't run afoul of some undead. And we will find that out very quickly after I make these couple of checks here. Layer exit check. Here we go. Let's clear out the dice. Oh, there it is. There's a 1. We go down to an 8. Speaking of 8s, we now need to roll a d8 for our tension die. We don't want this to be a 1 or a 2. It's a 1 as well. So both of them went down in the same round. That sucks. So let's see if this episode's gonna end with a fight. Ooh, a 3. Let's keep going. More events. You find strange markings on the walls and floors. Make a reason check. Ooh, this could have been a message from the people that were like captured here. A reason check. I'm not insanely reasonable. 20. Come on. 25. Dang it. I just keep missing these things. Oh, that sucks. If I would have passed, I would have better understood the nature of this place and its inhabitants, which makes sense. They're probably trying to tell me something. If you fail, oh no. You're so distracted by the markings, you fail to realize you're being attacked. The enemy has surprised you. Oh, butts. All right, let's see. Who do we have? And I'm surprised. Awesome. So I roll a 1d6. All right, I'm rolling that first table that I rolled on last time. I roll a 1d20. 15. Okay, I think those hive things were like an 18, so it is a new creature for me. I am fighting a flayed knight, and that is perfect for this room. Okay, so they have a 20 to this first attack. That sucks. So they're attacking, so they typically get like a plus 10, so it would be a plus 30, but I got my mind blank thing going on, so I just knock it down to this plus 20. All right, and they go first. Cool. Ooh, let's see who they are. They are a flayed knight. This sounds awful. Flayed knights are a horrifying apparition of a once glorious knight whose body has been grotesquely flayed and stripped of its flesh. Its skeletal form is adorned with the tattered remnants of once regal armor, now stained with the memories of its violent demise. Brandishing its rusted and blood-stained blade, that's a good turn of phrase, the flayed knight unleashes unholy fury upon any who dare to cross its path. Its spectral weapon cleaving through flesh and bone with ease, leaving behind a trail of death. Endurance, body, health is 16. Humanoid, armor on all locations, so -1. And again, my other sword would have negated that -1, but I'm going for this. Combat skill is 60. Ooh, this guy's a tough boy. What does he do? Physical attack, and he does have a magical attack. So, okay, we'll see what happens when he attacks us. So let's put his health in here. He doesn't have any traits, so I don't have to look those up at least. So it has a plus 20 to this first attack. Here we go. Let's roll a 1d6. Maybe I'll do his magical attack and I'll just get lucky. Nope, physical. Vengeful Cleave. This sounds pleasant. Okay, there was a master I wanted that, like, helped with companions. I would love to find a friend down here, even if it's a ghost. Hell, I'll take Snarf. No, I won't. The Flayed Knight swings its blade in a wide arc, attempting to cleave through multiple targets. This is something I was talking about that you couldn't do last episode. Within its reach, it makes a melee attack against 2 creatures, just me, dealing d6 slashing damage to each target. I'm going to try to parry this, obviously. So its attack, it's got a pretty good attack here, is an 80. And I have a 71. So this is going to be a pretty close fight between the two of us. So it is a 80, because it gets that plus 20. 70 freaking 9. That is like the most extreme success it can get without being a critical success. I cannot beat that unless I get a crit, which I won't. So I did get a success, but it bested me, so it does get to go. Dang it. That sucks. Here we go. So it get the jump on me. I very quickly, right when I feel come, boom, I just put up my mind pulse real quick, but it didn't do enough to prevent this thing from hitting me. And it is doing the Vengeful Cleave. And it is attacking my 1d20. It'd be great if it hit me in the head. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Oh, no. It hits me in the head. I was thinking, oh, it'd be great if it hits me in the head because I have armor there. But yeah, but he does freaking super damage here. It's a critical hit. Be careful what you wish for, Avery. Be careful what you wish for. So it is a d6 times 2. 4 points of damage. Actually, that could have been much worse. Note to self. I look forward when I'm editing this to watch this very moment when I forget to roll my usage die on my helmet. Actually, I may just do it now so I don't forget. So, ooh, he hits me in the head. Thankfully, I have my helmet on. So I reduce 2 points of damage because that is the armor of my helmet. So I only take 2 points of toughness damage. Thank you, helmet. That's why I bought you. Let's see. Its usage die for my helmet is, I'm almost positive it's an 8. So I roll a 1d8 to see if it got damaged in this attack. Yes, it is a d8. I do not want a 1 or a 2 on this. Great. My helmet's still... So, yeah, Large Marge has good products. So if you go shopping, go to Large Marge. And tell her Large Marge sent you. So that could have been worse. Now it is my turn. This is where I could start doing called shots, too. Because I do have my better blade back. And my bladed weapon skill is better. So I have a 61. Which turns, because I'm attacking, it becomes a 71. Because it's a longsword, it is an 81. So I have a really good chance to critically hit. Dare I go for it? Because he's going to be absorbing a lot of my damage because of this armor. Because again, I'm not using my magic sword. So yeah, he hits me. I kind of like, so he just kind of comes up behind me, hits me, My bell gets rung a bit. I kind of spin around and do a quick slash going back for his head. Let's go for it. Let's go for the critical strike. This is at disadvantage. This is me. I got an 86. Crap. I would have missed anyway. Honestly, I would have missed anyway. I would have failed by 5. So, whatever. Now, here's the unfortunate part. He may do better than me. Let's see. He got a 78. He didn't. We both failed. He takes 1 point of damage. And I think that's just automatically a point of damage. So, that went okay. I damaged him. That's something. I didn't do as much damage as he did to me. And then it is his turn. So, let's see what this guy's doing on me. He is doing the Haunting Grasp. This is a magical attack. Let's see what this is. The Flayed Knight extends its ghostly hand toward a target. That's me. Attempting to drain their life. That's mine. It deals D6 necrotic damage and regains health, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, oh, it's magical too. So this is a spell word. This isn't really that good for me. Oh, but I'm not a big fan of this. He's going to heal. Yeah, I failed big time. It deals D6 necrotic damage. Ouch! So he healed that point of damage that stinks. So he healed that point of damage. And on top of that, he hit me for 6. I do not like that ability of his at all. That knocks me down to a 15. That was a palpable hit. I may need to start using my ether, but it's only a 1 in 3 chance that he's going to use that. And it only lasts for 1 round, that ability. So I have this thing that like cancels magical attacks for a round. But it's just a 1 in 3 chance it's going to be triggered. Okay, but it is my turn. I'm swinging for the fences. Let's go. I shouldn't have swung for the fences because I rolled a 93 because I have disadvantage. I would have been a hit with a 39. Let's see what it does. It succeeded. So the defender won. So he's going to get some goodies. Reduce the PC's armor by -1 in the struck hit location until the end of combat. Okay, so let's just say that's my helmet. So he did hit me, and I just need to give it like a good buff. It's still good quality, but I just need to give it a good buff. Okay, and then it's its turn. Jeez, this is not going well. 44. Dang it, that is a critical freaking success. Oh, wait, I don't know what it's doing. 4. It is the magical attack. So I don't need to worry about the critical success, which may be good. Because it's doing this magical attack, and I just got to make this spell word save. So let's see how that goes. I failed. I take 1d6 damage, which ultimately may have been for the best because I would have taken a critical hit, which again, my helmet's already dung. Is that the past tense of dinged or ding? Dung? Another 4. Jeez, I am in bad shape, guys. This is really bad. Okay, it's back to my turn, and I feel like I have to keep swinging for the fences. Ugh. There we go. That is a hit. If you hit, is it an automatic critical strike? Okay. They did not make a critical success. So I hit is an automatic critical. The only way they can stop that is if they make a critical. They did not. I deal double damage. Yay! Roll a 6 and a 4. I rolled a 4 on my d6, so I did 8 points of damage. It negated 1 of it because it has a helmet as well. So I did 7 points of damage. Thank goodness. Okay, it is down to 9. That is the first good luck I've had. And I did my my super weapon master strike thing, which gives me a +10 to my my parry ability coming up. So let's see what he does. All right, that is the first good thing that's happened this combat. He's going for that magical attack again, and my spell, he knows. He is just seeping out my life force, and he knows that because he just got hit hard. He just keeps doing this to me. I gotta make a spell word save. Oh my god, I got it. 21. Suck it, skeleton. I am going to again go for the headshot, because that's... Do I do that? He's only at 9. I feel like I do. Right? I feel like I need to get one more good hit in, and then maybe I can just get like a weaker hit in to finish him off. Because again, he's absorbing health. I think I go for the headshot one more time, and if I one more success on a headshot, I think I'm going to be pretty good. 55! That is a critical success, which doesn't matter, but it still is, I still get to check my bladed weapon because I did make a critical hit on my critical hit roll. They don't double, but again, it is still a skill check that I will get a chance when I camp to level it up, to improve that skill. So again, I don't think there's much he can do except make a critical success. That is the only way he can stop this. He did not. So I did double damage again. I roll a 6 and a 4. Come on, big bucks. Roll okay, the 3. So I did another 6. 6 minus 1 is 5. He's down to 4. Okay, so I'm doing better. And 4. So see, that's the thing though. If I hit him again, I need to roll a 5 or a 6 because of his armor. I think I need to keep going for critical hits. Because again, even if I do hit him with a normal attack, I only have a 33% chance of actually killing him in the next hit. I think I have a better chance of killing him in the next hit if it's a critical hit. So nonetheless, I hit him. That makes me happy. And it is his turn. And I get a +10 to my parry if he actually does a physical attack on me for a change, which would be a 1 or 2, 5, 6. 5. Here he goes. He's going for that cleave. So again, boom, I just keep like hitting him in the head, and it's not even pretty, my attack. It's just, I'm just like bashing away at his head as he keeps trying to do this spell thing to suck out my life essence, and I am just pinging the crap out of his helmet and his head. The helmet's like denting and like sticking into his skull, and he is going for this this attack. He only has a 60, and I have an 81. That's actually a pretty good roll for him, though. I have an 81. And I rolled a 5. He actually beat me. Dang it. Oh, he got me. Shoot. That's okay, because it is D6 damage. Okay. I can handle another D6 as long as it's not... All right, 4. I am down to 7 toughness. This has been a fight. He hit me right in the chest. So just like just stabs into me and yanks it back out. But when he gets up close to me, it's kind of like Aragorn when he's fighting the Uruk-hai. He's like up in my face, and hopefully I can just decapitate him right here. So here we go, going for the headshot. We basically just don't want a roll of a 0 or a 9. I very specifically said I did not want a 9. Honestly, I would have failed that if I was making a normal attack. So what can you do? It's going. We don't want it to succeed. Oh, it almost got a 66. That would have been a critical fumble, which would have been nice, but it did get a 46. It succeeded. So it does get its little happy bonus. So again, when the defender succeeds, they get this little like defensive maneuver doo-doo crap. The creature recovers D4 health. Crap! So again, it's like up in my face. I try to decapitate it, and it just blocks it, just sticks into his bone, and he goes, it just sucks in some of my more life force. He just kind of got one in on me. Roll low. That's not low, that's a 4. God dang it, it's up to an 8. I have to start going for these critical strikes again. And that was my turn. Now it's its turn. Oh, jeez. Here we go. 1. This is another physical attack. Have we done this one yet? The Flayed Knight swings its spectral blade at me, its ethereal form allowing the weapon to pass through armor and resistance. It makes a melee attack dealing D4 that ignores all armor. Okay. 35, not too bad. I have an 80. No, I don't. I have a 71. So I have a 61 for my bladed weapon, and because I'm using a longsword, it bumps up to a 71. Just want to roll 45 versus 35. I win. Ha. I get the defensive maneuver now. We are just going back and forth, the two of us. 6. Add D6 to your damage pool for your next attack. That's huge, especially when I'm going for a critical. Okay, butthole. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, that's a 32. I don't want doubles. So I just did a critical strike, and I deal double damage. And let's remember, I get to roll an extra D6. So if I roll really well, I could take this thing out. So I'm going to roll 2d6 and a d4. 1, 2, 3, Roll a 6. There it is. A 6. A 6 doubles to a 12. He has 1 point of armor, which is an 11. He has 8 health. I take him out. So again, he gets up in my face, and I do the Aragorn thing, and I just neatly sever his neck. As I set his spirit free, he probably does give me some kind of blessing or thanks, because this guy was a knight, and he can maybe see within me, at least I have the trappings of what a knight would look like. Woo! That dude was tough. That is going to be the end of this session. I'm in yet another room with yet another door. I will finish this round up, and I still didn't use any of my ether because he didn't have enough magic attacks, which he did use that a lot. But I did, I went through a few rooms here, 1, 2, 3, I guess not too many. But yeah, combat takes some time. So again, let me know if you want me to painstakingly go through the combats. But to me, at first, like, I need to fly through these. But that was pretty freaking exciting. I was getting a little worried there, and I don't know what I'm going to think about is, like, am I going to take another breather or camp? Because I'm a little worried with my toughness. It is down to 7. That dude was rough. So let's roll on the spoils table. 3, that is value. No, it's not. It's mundane. Roll a 1d100. I could still get something decent out of this. Ooh, a 95 is always good. It's like money or something. Ooh, ritual components. I don't know what that is. I'll take it. No, it's a 1. Okay, I'll take some ritual components. They're for rituals. 1 ritual component. I will mark off the light source. I haven't done that yet either. I always do forget that. So let's mark off some light. Let us scavenge. My scavenging ability is a 32. I got a 42, which means nothing. I don't know if I need to take a breather or camp. That's kind of my concern right now. My toughness is 7 out of 30. So once I lose toughness, I start losing health, and I can't afford to lose any more of that. God, do I just barricade up in here and just camp? Because I will get all my toughness back. Maybe I'm just going to camp real quick. I know that's super boring and super lame of me, but I'm super scared. And maybe I'll do it right this time. I won't have to, like, fill in all these little bubbles underneath my dumb head. Okay. Setting up camp is a ration, which I have. That will give me some exhaustion back, which I haven't used any. What I get when I camp is I recover all toughness, and I gain a health, and I get D4 sanity. All of those things would put me back to max. And I think I'm just going to do that. So for every time I barricade, I make it 5 points easier for me. So if I barricade once, which will take a point of exhaustion, which is fine, I'd get that back, and a crafting supply, which I have a decent bit of. That would make the check 5 points easier. So instead of needing to roll a 12 or above, I'd basically need to roll a 7 or above. So if I barricade twice, I would need to roll a 2 or above. On the roll of a 1, that would be bad. And I'm such a scaredy cat, I'm probably going to barricade 3 times. How much crafting supplies do I have? And it doesn't take any light to do this. I don't roll the tension die like the breather. I've got 9. I should have bought more of them from Snarf. Maybe I'll find another trader up here. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to use 3 of them. Going to knock me down to 6. I find them on occasion. And I'm barricading 3 times to make sure all is well. I'm going to knock me back up to full health. I don't even need to roll the dice because that puts me down like a -3 or -4. I am going to be at 30 toughness after that fight. My ether is still at 18 because I haven't gone all those rooms yet. I haven't gone 8 rooms. So my ether is still like really maxed out. My sanity's maxed out. Feeling good. And I did kill 1 thing. So I'm going to, my Blade Master perk is up to a 15. I did kill an opponent. So that puts me up to 470 experience. I am getting somewhere. So let's just hop up to the top here real quick for the end of turn phase, and I'll send you on your way. Okay, that's it. That was a pretty good one. It was very similar to last session of just like going through a couple of rooms. Things are going okay. I'm dealing with things, and then a big fight at the end. I guess, again, my main question is, do you like the fights? Or would you rather just see me push on a little bit harder and a little bit faster? Because I like exploring. That's what I really like. And again, I'm getting into Rift Breakers. I'm reading a lot of it. So that is a very different feel. It's more like an MMORPG. There's this kind of like Final Fantasy kind of overland exploration kind of feel to it, which I'm really enjoying, and I love this card system that it has. But I'm talking about Nethalas. Come on, stay on task, Avery. But nonetheless, this is going well. Ooh, and I camped. Ooh, I camped. I am going to move some stuff around real quick for you. And you, let's see if you can see this. Here we go. The screen is wacky wild Kool-Aid style right now. But I'm going to roll for the things that I may be able to increase, because I didn't do that because I'm camping. Well remembered, Avery. Okay, so I have a check mark in athletics. I have a check mark in bladed weapon, and those two things. Those are the things that either I critically fumbled or I critically failed on. I rolled doubles, so I get to see how much I improve them. And the idea is the better you get at something, the harder it is to improve, obviously. So, but I do want to make these skill checks, and I do want to roll above them. So let's clear this out, and let's roll our athletics. I want above a 42. That's a 36. That's not above a 42. I don't like these dice. They suck. So I still increase it by 1. So my athletics is now a 43. So this is how improving your skills works. And then now I'm rolling for bladed weapon. It would be awesome to get this thing above a 61 right now. That's called a 40. That's not above 61. I'm pretty sure that's how numbers work. So I still increase it by 1. Okay, a point is a point. How many times have I failed something by 1 point? Frequently. Okay, that's it. Good enough. So anyway, that's how it works. If I would have rolled over, I would have rolled a D4. I think. Who knows? If not, there'll be a bubble down here saying how stupid I am. Or maybe it'll just say, well, he got that right, but he's still stupid. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be pumping these things out fast. I got some downtime, and I'm hitting my stride, baby, and I love this freaking game, and I want to see where it goes. That's it. I'm Avery with Alone in the Dork. Until next time, my friends, hoo-ha! Stay dorky. My friends? I already said that.